Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Last year we did this course where we completed the math portion for CSAT 2024 exam. We completed almost all the topics, did a lot of PYQs, and this year also we are having a similar course for you where we are going to prepare for the maths portion of CSAT 2025. So, if you are just want to revise your topics or you want to start fresh, you have no knowledge for the CSAT exam, this is the course for you, right? So, let's start with today's topic. The first topic in this course, that is the number system. So, today we are going to learn about the basics of number system, and moving ahead, we are going to move to the more advanced topic, right? So, let's start. The first topic is number line. So what exactly is a number line? So number line is simply a visual representation of number arranged in a sequence, right? So I'm sure you must have seen a line similar to this in your class 8th, 6th, 7th or whatever, where you have seen that a number are represented on a single line. So this is known as number line where the center point is 0. So we have some numbers on the right side of 0, some numbers on the left side of 0, and so right side numbers are positive 1, 2, 3 and so on. And on the left side are the negative number -1, -2, -3 and so on. So this is how a number line look like, right? So you just need to know what exactly is a number line and what does it represent. So while going from left to right, the number increases. So -3 is less than -2, -2 is less than 0 and so on. So while going from left to right, number increases. That's all you need to know, correct? So now moving on to the next point, what exactly are natural numbers and the whole numbers, right? So before that, just remember what exactly is a decimal is. I'm sure you must have seen the numbers which are represented as decimal like 123 point say 5. So this is known as a decimal. So these are the decimal numbers. So all decimal numbers and there are non-decimal numbers, right? So a number could be a decimal or a non-decimal. So if I go back to the last point, these are non-decimal. Means 1, 2, 3. These are a number in itself. These are non-decimal. What are decimals? Suppose I mark a number here which is 0.5. Means half point between 0 and 1. I mark a number as 0.5. It has a point or a decimal. So these are the decimal number. So here we are not going to talk about the decimal numbers. We are going to talk about the non-decimal numbers, right? So what exactly is a natural number is? A natural number is a basic counting number, means a non-decimal number which starts from 1. So I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on. So anything starting, so these numbers start from 1, right? And it goes on. So 0 and negative numbers are not included. So this is a natural number, correct? So what is whole number? Whole number is similar to natural number, just a 0 is added to it. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on. These are whole numbers, correct? So that's all you need to know, what exactly a natural number and what is a whole number, correct? Now moving on, talking about integers. I need to go back to the number line again. So just focus on, for 1 second, just focus on all the non-decimal numbers. So like 0, 1, 2, 3, -1, -2, -3. All these non-decimal numbers are integers, right? All these non-decimal numbers are integers. These are positive integers. Whatever is there on the right of 0, these are positive integers, means positive integers. This is a 0, 0 and these all are negative integers. So how is it different from whole number or natural number? So natural number did not have 0 or negative with it. Whole numbers did not have negative with it, but integers are everything starting from -3, -2, -1, 0, 1. So it includes everything from 0, positive integers, and negative integers, right? So positive integers are what? Which are on the right side of 0. Right to 0 are the positive integers. What are negative integers? So these are on the left to 0 are the negative integers. Now, moving on. What are odd integers and even integers? I hope you remember from your basic mathematics classes in class 6, 7th, 8, what are even number and odd number. So even numbers are numbers which are divisible by 2. So which are divided by 2 are divisible number, even numbers. So these are divisible by 2, and odd number are not divisible by 2. That's all you need to know. So if I say, first I think I will ask you, is 52.5 is an integer? No, because it's a decimal number. Now, is 53 an integer? Yes, 53 is an integer because it's a not decimal. So, is it an odd integer or even integer? Odd integer. Why? Because it is not divisible by 2. What are number divisible by 2? Like 50, 52, 54. So, these divisibility rules we are going to learn in the future classes. But today you just need to know what are odd integers and even integers are. Right? Now, moving on to the most important topic of the number system basic class, that is rational number. Why? Because if the examiner is going to ask you about any question directly from a topic, that is going to be rational numbers, integer number, natural number, and whole number. If you are okay understanding the definition, that is sufficient. But rational number, you need to understand the concept and the application of it in the question. Right? So let's start. What exactly is a rational number? Suppose I take two integers. Now I hope you understand what integers are. So suppose a is an integer. It could be positive, negative, odd, even. I don't care. Just the thing is, I need two integers. I took one integer. I took another integer and divide them by each other. So a is divided by b. So if a number is represented in such a way that it takes two integers and dividing them gives us a new number, that new number is known as rational number. The only condition is that b can not be 0. B cannot be 0. That's the only condition you need to understand here. That take two integers, divide them with each other, but b cannot be equal to 0. So that a by b is a rational number. We'll take some example. Don't worry. So let's take two numbers. First integer is 2. Second integer is 5. So 2 and 5 are the two numbers. So the question could be form a natural number using these two integers. How are we going to do it? 2 by 5. Is 2 by 5 a rational number? Yes, because the b is not equal to 0. Right? Second example. Take a as 3, b as 0. So 3 by 0 is not a rational number. Why? Because b cannot be equal to 0. So this is not a rational number. 2 by 5 is a rational number. That's all you need to know here. Correct? Now moving on. Next part. Application of rational number. Before that, need to know how rational number looks like. Like what are the different ways of rational numbers or representing rational number. First thing, rational number could be of this type, p by q. P by q means it is formed by using two integers p by q, where q is not equal to 0. I hope this is clear. Second type is terminating decimal. So a rational number is a decimal number, but the decimal had to terminate somewhere. So taking an example, 142.142.65453. But nothing is there after 3. So it is terminating somewhere. It is stopping somewhere. So if it stops at some place after the decimal, we can say that number is a rational number. Correct? So a decimal number is a rational number if it terminates somewhere if the decimal stops somewhere. But if a decimal does not stop somewhere, then there are two cases possible. Suppose, let's take an example, 142.654 whatever 3, and after that it is going forever. Forever means till infinite. 3 3 3 3 3 3 3. So this way a number is not stopping anywhere, but the decimals are repeating. If the decimal place is repeating, then we can say this is also a type of rational number. So I hope it is clear that it is not terminating. If it is not terminating, then it has to, at least it has to repeat itself, right? So this number can be written like this: 142.654, then 3. Since 3 is repeating lot of times, then put a bar over it. Bar means it is going on till infinity. So there are two. So till now we have learned three types of rational number: P by Q form, terminating, and non-terminating but repeating. Now moving on, what irrational number is? Irrational number is that cannot be represented. Just do a negative or a totally opposite of the definition of rational numbers. Irrational number is a number which cannot be represented by a form of P by Q. Correct? And how can we say if a number is uh, irrational by looking at the decimal? That it is non-terminating. First thing, it is non-terminating. At 142.65354629, it is not stopping anywhere. So it's fine, not stopping anywhere. Second thing, it is also not repeating. Means 294163228949 and so on. Means there is no single digit or two digits or there is nothing that is repeating. That those are irrational numbers. Means these are not stopping anywhere plus not repeating. Correct? Now just going back, just giving you an example here. I hope this non-terminating repeating is clear. Let's go back. I will give you I will give you a number here and you can tell me if it is rational or non-rational. It is 142.6399826565656565. Is it a rational or non-rational number? It is a rational number because it is not terminating but it is repeating. How it is repeating? It is like 142.63998265 is repeating forever. So such numbers are also rational number. I hope it is clear. What are rational and irrational number? Correct? Now moving on. Next part. The question there they can ask you in the exam. Now this is important. Everything after this is important. First thing, we know that the first type is terminating decimals, means like this type of numbers are rational number. They can ask you, now give me into a convert it into P by Q form. Remember P by Q form? P by Q form means P is an integer, Q is an integer, and what? Q is not equal to 0. The questionnaire can ask you, give me 6.25, but in the form of P by Q. How can we do that? If we know terminating decimal are this, you can write 6.25 as 625 by 100. Correct? Now do all the calculation you want to. This is 25 by 4. So finally you are left with 25 by 4. So 25 by 4 is the P by Q form of this number. Terminating decimal are the easiest to do because you just need to convert, divide it by how many or power of 10 you want to, then you can convert it to P by Q form. Correct? Should we move on? Next part. What are the other type of rational number? These are non-terminating, means they are not stopping anywhere, but they are repeating decimals. This is an example given to you. This is 2.5 bar. I hope you understand what bar is. Bar means this 5 is repeating infinite times. Correct? So now let's see this example. How to convert this into a P by Q form. So first step is write, take an as variable n and equate it to n is equal to 2.5 bar. I hope it is clear. 2.5 bar. Now, tell first thing, this part is done. Now second part we need to do, multiply this number by 10. Why we are doing it 10? Because we want to bring, suppose this is 2.5555, we want to bring 5 ahead of decimal. How can we do that? By multiplying this by 10. So 25.5 bar means 2.5 bar. So there are, look it like this, 2.55555 so on. So if I multiply this by 10, this will be 25.55555 so on. So multiplying it by 10 gives me result of 25.5 bar. Now subtract, say first from second, means 10n minus n is 9n. 25.5 bar minus 2.5 bar gives me 23. So 9n is 23, n is what? 23 by 9, and this is a form of P by Q form. Correct? Easy. So to represent it to this form, you need to do this, where n is 2.5n, multiply it by 10n, then you can do the calculation and finally you can get the answer. I hope it is clear. Now moving on, let's see another example of it, and that is going to make it even more clearer for you. Right? This is one level up. Why? Because let's see, this number is 6.254 bar. Correct? Now what should I do here? First thing is put n is equal to 6.254 bar. So what do we have to do? Means what exactly we are aiming for? We want to bring 1 4 on the left side of decimal. Correct? How can we do that? To do that, first bring everything which is non-repeating on the left side. How can we do that? If 6.25 is 4 bar is 6, first step, this is step 1. Bring everything which is non-repeating on the left side. How can we do that? Multiply it by 100. So if you multiply it by 100, this is going to bring everything which is non-decimal, which is non-repeating on the left side. I hope it is clear. This is step number 1. Why there is an additional step here? There is an additional step from this method is because the number that was repeating, that was the only thing on the right side of decimal. But in this case, we have non-repeating numbers also on the right side. We want to bring them first on the left side. Now the step 2 will be bring 1 4 out of all these 4s on the left side. So to do that, multiply 10 this part both sides by 10. So this is going to be 6254.4 bar. Correct? So 625. So what do we have here? We have, what did we do here? We did one thing, that is we brought everything on the at least one of the 4 on the left side. So bringing one of the 4. Now does this question look similar to the last part? Yes. So in the last part, the subtracting first from second, you have 1000 n minus 100 n is equal to, next part is 6254 minus 625. So what are we left with? We are left with 5629, and if you do the calculation, further calculation, so 5629 divided by 900, and this is the form of P by Q. I hope it is clear. How did we do it? So this is another way of doing it. Correct? Now moving on to the next part. This is a question that is from CSAT 2020. This is, I'm going to leave this question for you to solve. Here you solve this question. Whatever options you choose is a correct answer. You put it that in the comments for the discussion. And if you want me to solve it, just put that in the comments as well. I will pick this question in the next class. Right? I'm just going to give you what to do in this case. Just an idea. So the number is given to us is 1.27 bar. So First put n is equal to 1.27 bar. Now, what do you bring to the left side? Should we bring, so you want to bring 27 on the left side, not only 2, not only 7, a complete set of 27 on the left side. To bring one set of 27 on the left side, you need to multiply with the same number of zeros. 100n is equal to 127.27 bar. I hope this is clear. Why did we not multiply it by 10? Why not multiply it by 10? If we had multiplied it with only 10, 1.27 bar, if we had multiplied it by 10 only, then it would have looked like 112.727272, which we don't want. We want to bring a complete set on the left side of the decimal. Hope this is clear. Please solve this. Put your answer in the comments. And also, if you want me to solve it, you can put that in the comments as well. I will take it up in the future classes. Okay, so that's a wrap for today's session. Okay, so if you find this video useful, please hit the like button and make sure you share it with your friends. We are going to complete the maths portion of CSAT 25 in the next few months, and believe me, you don't need to do a lot of theory after completing this course. You only need to focus on the PYQs and the question, and that is all. Okay, so together we are going to ace this exam, and see you next time in the next video on the same channel. Till then, goodbye. Thank you.